Welcome back to the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show.
Growing up in East Lansing, Michigan State women's soccer coach Jeff Hosler always dreamed of being a Spartan, and now 20 years later, his dream has become a reality. He is in his second season at the helm at MSU, and after dominating in the GLIAC with Grand Valley for years, he wants nothing more than to do the same in the Big Ten. He chats with our Nick Mantis about his journey to get here, as well as his impressive footwear.
So, Coach, when you think about coming into this season, what have you seen from this team so far this year that's been kind of a sign that you guys are taking another step?
Yeah, I think it really goes back to the offseason, the work that we did in the spring semester. We brought in 6 transfers, so 6 new faces to integrate to our group. I've been thrilled with the way things have gone. First and foremost, we came into preseason camp healthy. Every player on our roster came into camp ready to go, fit, and that allowed us to get off to the right, off on the right start in the fall. Because we didn't have to worry about the fitness piece. We could focus on the tactics and the roles and the style of play. At the end of the day, regardless of how much talent you have, you got to be able to outwork your opponent in some ways or out execute. And I think it's just continuing to establish that belief.
Coming off his first season in charge, which saw the Spartans win double-digit matches for the first time in 10 years, but failing to make the NCAA tournament, how have the goals changed for the program?
In year 2, helping understand how to set some of these goals, because there's a great risk if you start setting out like we got to hit a certain amount of wins, or we got to finish this place in Big Ten, or we got to win a Big Ten championship, or we got to make the NCAA tournament. We don't control those things as we learned from last year. So it's just about putting out your best performances. The standard is the standard, both in how we perform and what the scoreboard shows at the end of the match. And if we're not going to make the NCAA tournament, it's not going to be because we didn't play the right schedule. The games we did were intentional. It not only prepared us for our season, but gave us good opportunity with the RPI. Now we just got to keep getting W's.
Coach Hosler has been teaching his coaching beliefs in mid-Michigan for almost 20 years, starting his coaching career at East Lansing High School.
When you were at East Lansing, were there moments where you kind of looked around and been like, either coming to MSU games and saying, oh man, that would be nice someday, and now to come back and to be here, is this kind of just been a moment of kind of a full circle type of experience for you at all?
It is, every day. We grew up with season tickets to basketball games here in Jenison. I was never good enough to play soccer or basketball here as a player. I'm just, every day grounded by that fact that I'm just trying to prove I'm good enough to coach here and building this program.
The rumor on the street is that you also are a sneakerhead. Is that true? And what is your favorite sneaker that you own?
Yeah, it's definitely true.
Okay.
It's a bit awkward. I'll be the first to tell you that.
You have a storage locker? Like what's the
actual room?
Okay.
Committed to it.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little embarrassing to say. But
how big is the room? 10 by 8? Like what are we talking here?
Yeah, we're talking about a 10 by 8 room.
Okay.
I didn't learn to take that back.
Wife knows you best.
And I took full advantage.
There you go.
I'm a big Jordan 1, Jordan 3. Have a lot of Dunks, a lot of Air Max 90s. A lot of it's going back to the shoes I could never afford growing up, and I saw everybody else wearing and playing in. And I've got a certain rotation that's in the office, and it's just another level of different connection you can have. I mean, I still remember when I talked about I was 25-year-old head coach. I remember watching The Hills on MTV. Because I knew the players watched it and just being able to connect on something outside of the soccer and asking them to put in more work. But we'll always have those things in common in terms of the competitiveness. And I just lost for the first time to a player in the game of horse. I played D3 basketball and soccer, and 17-year streak just got broken by one of our freshmen, Maggie Illig, who not only beat me but lit me up.
Okay.
And of course we ran it back and she lit me up again. So.
Just to make sure she got you.
Yeah, officially, I think that competition's over because I don't think my ego can take it.
All right. Well, as long as you still got them on sneakers, you're going to be all right.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
For those of you who may not know this, Hosler succeeds Tom Saxton, who coached the Spartans for 30 years. So this truly is a new era of Spartan soccer in East Lansing. As always, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show. Have a happy and healthy weekend.